Discussion of academic workloads, individualistic competitive cultures, and the impact of stress on mental health and well-being has seen some recent attention in the media. Stress is rooted in feelings of pressure, and as you'll know, doctoral students experience pressure in the normal course of their work. Pressure is to be expected as we work to deadlines and time limits, and because doing research is a process in which we're often working with uncertainty. Pressure one person might find exciting and motivating might cause stress in another. We've all got different preferences, tolerances, and experiences of coping. Having a feeling of control over our schedule and workload is an essential part of managing stress. Supervisors can help by making sure that doctoral researchers develop good strategies for coping with pressure. Take a minute to have a think about these symptoms of stress. Have you seen these symptoms in your own doctoral students? And be aware of the judgments we can attach to these symptoms. Have you seen stressed people labelled as lazy, unfocused, very needy, or just poor quality? If you notice that your student exhibits any of these stress symptoms, they can't relax, or they're indicating to you that they rarely, if ever, feel like they're on top of things or in control, it's probably a sign they need some support from you. Okay, so how can you support them? In a way that doesn't make things worse, or patronise them, or cause them to lose trust in you. Firstly, call it. Let them know you've noticed how stressed they are and that you want to help. You could just say, hey, you seem a bit stressed, or like you've got a lot on, like you could use a break and a deep breath. Can I help? And choose your timing. Don't embarrass them in front of colleagues, and don't tag it on to the end of a meeting when there isn't time to talk properly. Listen. Just listen. Don't jump straight into advice mode. People often need to vocalise a concern or a complicated issue as a way of processing it and understanding it. Don't shut that down by shutting them up. Help them plan. Talking things through systematically could help them figure out what's at the root of the stress. Help them to make a list that works for them. It might be a map or anything that gets the stuff out of their head and onto the page or screen. Look for ways they can reduce what's on their to-do list right now. What can be worked around, what can be done later, what's the essential and what's the nice-to-haves. Ally with them, collaborate together on a plan, one that involves them having some time to breathe, eat, sleep and relax. And if you want to offer them some advice, make sure that you get their permission to offer them some of your tried and tested good coping strategies. Unproductive coping strategies include things like wishful thinking, self-blame, excessive worrying or churning things over, simply ignoring the problem, keeping things to yourself, working longer and longer hours, and alcohol or food abuse. Positive coping includes making immediate and short-term to-do lists rather than long-term ones, focusing on the positives, seeking help to get things done, improving relationships and friendships, and taking regular time out to relax or to pursue a hobby or interest. As their supervisor, it's important that you validate their plan. Make sure they know they've got your permission to keep reasonable working hours, to take a break and to have a holiday. Sustaining energy for the long game of research is critical. In order to make sure of what you agreed, you could ask your students to summarise it back in an email to you, and it may also help crystallise their thinking and their plan. Make sure that you embed any offers of your support by following through on any promises you make and by checking in with them from time to time to see how things are going. I hope you can see that the support methods I've covered are all about putting your students in control rather than overriding them or telling them what to do. This builds trust. And why not check your stress levels and how you're coping? Anxiousness and stress can spread from person to person. If you're stressed, they will be.